The DOJ Inspector General confirming he is in fact investigating anti-Trump FBI agent Peter Strzok and whether his bias had an impact on the beginning stages of the Russia investigation.
And we are now learning the embattled agent was escorted out of FBI headquarters. So has the credibility of Bob Mueller's probe now been compromised? Here
now to weigh in is Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me in your brand new studio.
So, look, when Horowitz was asked if he believed whether Strzok's texts showed political bias, he said, quote, "I think as we found it clearly shows a biased state of mind." How do you have a biased state of mind but not let that affect your work?
I don't know how you can split that hair. But remember, the Inspector General didn't say he found no bias. He found a lot of bias. He just found that the law enforcement decisions were not animated by it.
But how is that not impacted?
Because in the mindset of law enforcement, they despise their targets. J. Edgar Hoover famously hated the mob, hated communists, hated bank robbers, hated crooked politicians. In their mind, their job is not to be fair. It's to gather evidence about bad guys and pass that evidence on to prosecutors and let the courts and the juries concern themselves with fairness. But whether political bias, a dislike of someone because of their politics, made or contributed to the ultimate decision to prosecute or not to prosecute. I mean, Mike Horowitz, whom I know, a lot of us know and respect, appointed by President Bush, reappointed by President Obama, confirmed by a Republican Senate, confirmed by a Democratic Senate as Inspector General, has come to the conclusion that the bias was there, but it wasn't so overwhelming that it animated the decision. What's the decision? The decision not to investigate Hillary Clinton. We haven't even gotten to what did these people do to try and stop Donald Trump from becoming president. After that, it's what did these people do to try and prevent Donald Trump from being president after he already was in office. We're still at the very early stages of why was Hillary exonerated. Was it for political reasons? Mike Horowitz says there was plenty of politics there, but they made a legal decision on Hillary. I disagree with the decision. And I don't know if the politics was there. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Horowitz.
And that's just the Hillary investigation. Now we have this whole thing kind of spinning off into Horowitz looking at the Mueller investigation and whether or not Peter Strzok took what a lot of people think was some pretty weak evidence, this dossier, and put it into this investigation, or at least tried to help get into this investigation.
I don't think, I know you want me to answer this, I don't think whatever happens to Strzok impacts Mueller, and I'll tell you why. Because Bob Mueller did the right thing as soon as he learned about Peter Strzok. He fired him. Now, he didn't fire him as an FBI agent. He can't do that. He fired him as a part of his team. He went back to what we call Main Justice and got a job in HR, from which he was apparently, we don't know yet, apparently fired yesterday. So his tweets have gotten him in trouble, but the government has done the right thing when they learned about them.
So there are a number of recent FBI, DOJ departures, and we have a whole list of them. Among them, though, Peter Strzok is demoted, is still there. I mean, that's one of those glaring things right now.
So the demotion,
maybe, right, but as of now, anyway.
The demotion is what I was talking about just a few moments ago when Bob Mueller said you can't work for me anymore. Now, we don't know what his status is this morning. I got to tell you, if he was escorted out of the building, that means his badge and his gun were taken from him, and the guys escorting him had their badges and guns on them. So he probably was fired, but we'll find out this morning.
My question is, do you think that he should be fired? Again, we don't know exactly his status this morning. Do you think anyone else needs to go?
Well, remember, the government has a lot of statutes that protect people from being fired because of their political opinions. So he would be fireable if he made law enforcement decisions for the wrong basis, for a non-law enforcement reason. And we don't know if he did that yet, but we know that something happened yesterday. They wouldn't have had this dramatic, they don't escort you out for the heck of it.
Just for fun, right.
We got to get real quick, we got to go to Comey real quick and talk about leaking these memos to his buddy, his personal memos.
This is an investigation by Mike Horowitz, not whether Jim Comey broke the law, but whether he violated Department of Justice regulations. If in that investigation they find any violation of law, they'll pass it on to Attorney General Jeff Sessions. I don't think there was a violation of the law. I don't know if it was a violation of DOJ regulations.
So you don't see much happening to James Comey? Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
As of now.
As of now. Who knows where? I know the president can't stand him, and I'm a friend of the president, but I don't know where the Comey thing is going to go. I've seen no evidence of crimes by him.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Boy, the two of you look terrific in this room.
Thank you.
Look at the two of you. You look terrific anyway.
We're coming right back.
Man, we love it.